So, ministers are to review school guidelines on how to deal with gender identity after settling a court case with parents who had been accused of being transphobic. Get a load of this, people. This story might have missed you, but I'm telling you right now, you need to buckle up because it will shock you. Nigel and Sally Rowe brought a legal challenge against the Department for Education, claiming that their 6-year-old son was labelled transphobic, and indeed they were as well, by a Church of England primary school. So the Department of Education policies, which are under review, advise that schools create gender-neutral lavatories and allow pupils to wear clothes they feel are reflective of their gender identity rather than their biological sex. So the Department of Education has said that the review is not related to the Rose case. Just check this out now, because I'm joined by the parents who brought the legal challenge. It's Nigel and Sally Rowe. Thank you very much. Great to have you on the show. Really appreciate your time. Just fill us in a little bit about what exactly happened. Why were you labelled transphobic?
Well, basically, we got a letter from the school when we challenged it, when another child identified at the age of 6 as being transgender. We got a letter from the school saying that we as parents of that child would be deemed transphobic if we didn't recognise that child was a literal boy or a literal girl. But worse still, in the letter said that my son, a 6-year-old son, would be labelled transphobic. And how many 6-year-olds can work that one out? Especially if a child, identifies as one gender one day and another gender another day. I mean, these days there's apparently lots of genders. It's very confusing. It's absolute nonsense. So we challenged it because it's ridiculous to do this to such young children at primary school.
So to clarify, a Church of England primary school was genuinely going to accuse your 6-year-old child of transphobia, just what, for not wanting to wear a dress?
Or not recognising the child as a literal, my son not recognising another child as literally a boy or a girl. It's just crazy. That it wasn't verbally said, but it was written in the letter from the school to us when we brought up an objection to the whole trans ideology that obviously, is being pushed in schools.
Yeah, and how does it make you feel? Because, I mean, it's an absolute shock, really. We're hearing loads of things as well. In fact, my next guest is Anna Starwell, the Labour leader in Scotland, who I'm going to be going to shortly. But at the minute in Scotland, there's some rather fruity things going on, as far as I can tell, as well, about children being able to change their gender on the school register without parents being informed about it. And is this the removal of parental control?
It is indeed. I mean, it's completely mad and ludicrous. I mean, finally, I'm so overjoyed because the British government, well, in the UK, have realised this is absolute nonsense. Common sense has now come, because the trans ideology it's a belief system that makes no sense. Firstly, scientifically, we know what do we have in. We have male, we have female, we have XX, we have XY. Children do not have the cognitive capacity to work out whether they can change their gender at the age of 6. It's ridiculous. So the fact that what's going on in Scotland, I believe also it's the same in Wales. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
How could they expect? No, it's all right. Sorry, there's a slight delay. Apologies about this, everyone at home. But yeah, I mean, how could they teach a child, all that kind of stuff? I mean, they teach them, a certain. I'm oversimplifying it here before the trans lobby get at me, but they teach them a certain animal noise for a particular animal, don't they? And all of a sudden, you want to look at someone who looks like a boy and has been a boy for the first 5 years of their life, and expect the child to just not subconsciously know they become a girl the next day. I don't know. It's all a bit of a mess as far as I'm concerned, but thank you very much. I'm going to leave it there. Nigel and Sally, can I just say, just from me to you, would you mind just staying on the line with our producer, and we'll try and book you on again maybe tomorrow or the day after. It's just because we're pressed for time, and also I couldn't hear a word you were saying, so apologies about that. But we are now going to go on to another topic. By the way, the Department for Education spokesperson says we're working with the Equalities and Human Rights Commission to develop guidance to schools on transgender matters. Following feedback, yada, 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 basically say that they're all okay. Okay. Oh, I believe that now I actually have to read this. However, the department still found no grounds to intervene regarding the school's actions, and therefore our decision did not change to reflect the fact that we re-examined the complaint. The department agreed to pay a portion of the claimant's costs in order to settle the case out of court. The Department for Education also said that the guidance they are producing is not related to the Rose case. Right, it's fantastic stuff. Sounds remarkably similar to what I read earlier on, but there we go.